Hi, welcome back to the Patch Pod. So this is Eugene Kim. As always, I'm with Pauline Wong and John Bognut. And then before we get into the actual episode of today, John just got back from Iceland. So how was that?
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Did
it
you
was
take a lot of photos?
so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's guess how many photos John
Oh
took
my
in
God.
4 days. 4 days or
Yeah.
5 days?
It was 4 days of shooting.
Yeah. So
4
I'm
days, yeah.
gonna say 10,000.
10,000?
No.
Wow.
No. I was doing hybrid, so it was a little less than that.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so you did a lot of video as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So I
10,000?
actually I don't know how I didn't look at how many. I only used up 4 SD cards.
Full of 128 gigabytes?
Yeah.
That's about 10,000, isn't it?
No, but it's
Oh, yeah.
it was simultaneously recording, so it's just
Okay.
yeah. So I only changed my SD card once. Interesting. But so yeah, I probably didn't shoot much. But I think I was more intentional with how I shot this time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
Yeah.
both of the
Mhm.
videos.
Yeah. The video, I don't know. We'll see.
How was the weather?
It was erratic, but I was dressed appropriately, so yeah, I was prepared.
Were you not freezing?
No, I wasn't out. Actually, the one time that I was freezing was when we were searching for the aurora. So at night, it was a little windy.
Did you guys get to see it?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh,
It was
too
sad.
bad.
Yeah, next time, I guess, reason to go back.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe
Well,
next.
what are some of the other places that you can actually see Northern Light? Canada can see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some places.
So most of the northern places we can see it. I know Norway is another popular. It's a popular location.
You know, you can even see it in Vancouver sometimes.
Really?
I've seen it before.
Oh.
I thought you
But
meant,
it's
like,
rare and also, rare and also it's not as prominent than if you were to go more north. But you can see.
Gotcha.
Wow. Well,
So
I love
you've seen it? Have you ever taken photos of it?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh wow. Jealous
Yes.
now. Yeah.
anytime. Yeah, I need to see.
I'll
That's
show
one thing.
you in a few days.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. In a few days, we'll talk about what happens in a few days.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's something that I never got to see. I've never got to see and never got to take picture of. So yeah, that's definitely something I want to do.
Yeah, let's
But,
go to Iceland.
Yeah.
Three of us.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Patch pod workshop.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yes. Huh.
Anyone listening to who's interested, let us know.
Yes, at the sound of that. Me and Adam were actually talking about that, but yeah, we'll
Yeah.
talk about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, well, welcome back from the Iceland, and then let's get into this week's episode. So last week we talked about we did Q&A for the very first time, and that was a success. We've had a lot of fun. We've had, in fact, I think too much fun in the sense that we haven't really gotten through even half of the questions.
Yeah.
So I feel we'll get back to that pretty soon. So in the meantime, if you guys have any other questions, there could be. It's okay to have some duplicates, and we can always work around it. And probably, if we have multiple questions of the same question, that means probably that's something that you guys really want to know. So yeah, that would be a nice way to know which one to go first. But yeah. So this week's episode, we're going to talk about some of the back-end software or services that we use to run our photography businesses. I can say that probably most of the modern day photographers use a lot of softwares, or I don't know, Pauline was saying that it could be just me, but we'll see. But yeah, in terms of, I think the way we structured this episode is we'll probably go through some of the softwares or the services that we use for the organization purposes. So how to manage the clients, or how to just for us to be sane, just for us to not forget things. And then so customer relationship side of things, how we take the payments, how we do the contracts and all that stuff, what website we use. And then the next one we'll probably do some of the photography side of things, how some of the softwares are actually helping the photography side of things. And then lastly, something this probably won't be applying to everyone, every photographer, but as we're doing the podcast, some of the software that we use is for the podcast purposes as well. Okay, so should we start with the organization side of things? Do you guys have anything that you guys use to organize your business structure, business, daily routine thing?
Mine's pretty simple, honestly,
Okay.
because I use Google Workspace, and so that's basically what I use. I use everything Google Drive, Google Sheet. So that's how I mainly organize. I used to have a physical calendar journal, like little thing that I use, but it's just so much easier to do it digitally, especially on the go or something. So I don't use that anymore. But yeah, Google for everything basically.
So when you say Google Sheets, do you input, is there a way you manage who your next clients are and stuff like that, or do you just use calendar for that, or?
Yeah, so I actually created a sheet myself just because I shoot for a lot of studios and friends, and it's just the best way for me to organize everything into one spot.
Hmm.
So I get to have some fun with Excel formulas and conditional formatting and I have it all colorful and
For some
stuff.
reason, I can actually see Pauline really enjoying that.
Yeah, it's so fun. I over the last few years I've gotten to learn a lot more about Excel and different types of formulas, and there's a lot you can do. So yeah, I go to town.
Okay. I use, for similar purposes, I use Notion. For anyone who knows what Notion is, it's fairly. I think it's fairly new tool that a lot of people have been using, not only in the photography side of things, but in a lot of the tech industry. But Notion is what is the hub for me to have everything connected from one or the other. So from Google Calendar, so that I can manage to see everything in the calendar view, and then Todoist just to manage my daily tasks. And then there's something called Reclaim AI, just to automate the calendar planning. So if I put all the to-do list, then it will sort out when I need to do what in time blocking method. So that works really well, but that's all connected into Notion so that I can see everything in one view if I wanted to. So so for me, that works really well, just so that I know which clients are coming up, what I need to do for that client, or what I didn't do yet, or if I need to be editing, when's the deadline for the editing, so all the marketing and everything goes into Notion so that it's easy for me to see, and then so easy for me to communicate with my assistants as well. So yeah, that's what I have. John?
So for me, I have to keep it simple as well. So similar to Pauline. Yeah, I use Google Workspace. Actually, I'm using Google Notes, and then of course Google Calendar. Yeah, not a lot. That's it.
I didn't know there was Google Notes.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
yeah,
That's different to the Google Keeper.
yeah. They changed it to. I think this is the same thing.
Oh, they changed the name.
Yeah, it's a Google Notes now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. And then yeah, you can view it anywhere.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Google Keep used to be really good. It's almost an Apple Notes, but yeah,
Yeah.
almost has the same vibe, and yeah, posted vibe as well. So it
Yeah.
was kind of visually, it was very nice to see.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the customer relation side of things. John, do you want to go first for this?
Sure. Very simple for me. I just use HoneyBook. I try to have all of my communications there. I know it's tempting to use Gmail to communicate with clients, but I try to keep it there so that everything's just in one space. When I have to look for something, everything's just there.
Yeah. And then you take the payment through HoneyBook.
Yeah, HoneyBook as well. And then I think for mini sessions, I tried the Focal, the backend for Focal, our website builder. So I tried using that, and that one's pretty easy as well. But most of the time, I use HoneyBook for client management.
Yeah, I think I'm exactly the same. I use HoneyBook. I'm not 100% satisfied in terms of the looks, in terms of the functionalities and everything, but I think it's one of those one one website or one company that can do a lot of things pretty well. So I haven't really found any other. I haven't really had time to look for other one, but I've been wanting to. But yeah, Pauline, you don't use Honeybook, correct?
No. My answer is going to be the same for a lot of things. I use Pixie Set for everything.
That's
Okay. And
amazing.
Pixie Set is you use that for your website. You use for that for the marketplace as well, right? People come and look at
Hmm?
your packages through there, and then
Yeah,
you
so I use Pixie Set for questionnaires, contracts, invoices, gallery, website,
yeah
and
galleries
store
yeah
if they
galleries
want.
included as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's
I
good.
mean, this is fairly new. They always come up with new things, but the whole CRM is fairly new, I would say. They
Mm.
always come up with new things. I think they started out with maybe just contracts and questionnaires, and then obviously it came with invoices and other things, but yeah,
And then Pixie Set started with websites,
gallery,
gallery.
yeah,
Oh, okay. And then
Mhm.
they added the website side of things.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've only known Pixie Set from the website time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just for me, it's just so much easier to have it all in one place.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and their customer service is really good. They respond really fast.
Yeah, I think that's one really important thing about a
Mhm.
lot of these software use.
And they are local to Vancouver, so
Oh,
yeah.
interesting. That's good to know. I didn't know where they
Mhm.
were
Mm.
located.
Yeah, if I can do it, if I can minimize the amount of apps I can use,
Mhm.
yeah, that would be the way to go. But yeah, I don't know. I need to figure that out.
I mean, I don't think it's perfect, right? I do
Right,
think
right, right.
HoneyBook does have a lot more
Yeah,
features and functions, but for
true.
what I need, it's good enough.
Yeah,
Because I don't, as mentioned, I shoot for a lot of other studios and friends. So I don't have a lot of my own clients, so I don't really have to juggle that much.
right.
So it does work for my needs at the moment. But yeah, we'll
When
see.
you shoot for those studios, do you have to have any of the contracts or any or even gallery? Do you have to use any of yours, or do you just use
No,
theirs
I just basically show up and shoot.
and then that's it?
Yeah, and get paid.
Not a bad way to do it. No.
I know, it honestly is nice. It is
Yeah.
nice, especially when you still have other jobs and other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I think that client's communication takes up a lot of time, and
mhm.
yeah, just getting everything right in terms of contract and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I've done it once now, so it's nice, very relaxing. And then for do you guys have email communication? So email newsletter and stuff like that?
Nope.
I'm currently in the phase of building it. This phase of building it has been about 2 years, so I don't know when it's going to. But I've been wanting to do that, so that's something that I've recently been asking Focal to add it to my website so that that people can sign up for my newsletters. But yeah, and then for John and I, we use Focal as our website provider and to host our websites. Focal does a lot of things. Focal does gallery. Focal does the back end. Focal does the marketplace as well. I'm not fully on that yet, just because in terms of marketplace for Vegas is only John and I. So in the US, I think it's still needs a little bit more work in terms of I think where it's popular is popular, but where it's not, then a lot of clients won't really search in Focal just yet. But I feel I think they're heading in the right direction, so that's one of the reasons that I love to be on there. But the website it's been working out great, especially when it comes down to the SEO side of things. So yeah, I mean, I haven't really done anything to it. It's one of those things I don't know. I think people have different priority when it comes to managing businesses. What comes first, and for me, I think it's one of those things I would love to put more time into websites, but I never do, just because I'm always busy with shooting, busy with editing, and just talking to the clients and all that. So one of those things I would, when I get some time that I will work on, but it's yeah, I haven't done it in a while. So it's nice to have someone kind of look over it, see everything is functioning well, and all that. So, yeah. Should we move on to the photography side of things? I think this could be a bigger topic. It's something that I've been wanting to ask you. Although this topic is going to come fairly soon in terms of we've been actually planning this episode in quite a while, but
We're
we've been
just putting it off.
yeah, we've been putting it back, and
Yeah.
I think we've had enough information and enough things to talk about. But yeah, it's going to be
Mhm.
coming soon. So it's about AI. So I think recently, AI took off because of ChatGPT in a recent time. But I mean, ChatGPT is not something new. That services was available 2-3 years before that. But I think now that everyone can see what AI can do and all that stuff, and I think even in photography, AI has been helping a lot. For example, for me, I use Aftershoot to cull my images. So what that means is probably if I come back from a wedding, if I have about 1,600, so probably 2,000 photos, if I run it through Aftershoot, probably cut it down to 800, 900 photos. And then from there, I can even bet a little bit more. If not, 800, 900 photos is pretty stupid. And then after that, I use Imagine AI to edit my photos in a more consistent manner than really I could. So, and it saves so much time. You run 800, 900 photos, that will probably take less than 10 minutes, or if even that. So yeah, do you guys use any of the AI stuff, or?
Yeah. So for me, how I do it is, I guess it's pretty similar with you, Eugene. I would use Aftershoot to cull the entire gallery, so it usually just cuts it into half. And then from that, I'll call it even more. It's for me double checking if the AI did it correctly. And of course, sometimes, I will have to choose the correct expression. I think the computer doesn't get that, the proper emotion and every facial expression. It just doesn't get that. But it can get if everyone's eyes are open, and then it can detect if the image is blurry, then it just rejects that. So that's pretty good. So I use Aftershoot, and then I open it up in Lightroom, look at all of the photos there. And then once I picked the photos that's going to be edited, I use Imagine AI to edit the entire gallery just because it's more consistent than me. And then after Imagine AI edits everything, I take a look at it, make sure that it's correct and it's appropriate to my style. Then yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that takes not long of a time, right?
yeah, it's pretty quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty quick.
When you do your own selection in the Aftershoot, do you do it in the Aftershoot or do you do it in the light?
I do it in Lightroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried using the spray can thing in the Aftershoot?
The what?
The feature is called spray can.
Spray
in the
can?
After- yeah.
No, I
So
have
like
not.
literally, you can click on what they call spray can in the Aftershoot,
Mm.
and then they have the left button on the mouse will do something, and then right button will do something else, and then you can pre-select what those function will be, and then so the way I do it will be if I click right, then that will go in as a sneak peeks, and then the left one will be getting rid of that
Oh,
photo from that selection, so that I don't need that selection
huh.
anymore. So, but when you do that, apparently it learns even more about your choosing style, and then it will do a better job in terms of,
Huh.
yeah.
No, I have not tried that.
I've
So
only learned that
maybe.
during WPPI.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was at the after shooting.
Yeah. No. I thought it just couldn't get it. I thought it was too much to ask for the AI to.
Well, apparently it learns. I don't know how much and I don't know
Interesting.
how well, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and I don't know how.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
How about you, Pauline?
So this is probably the only area that I feel I'm most old school in because I haven't really played around with AI as much just because what I'm doing now works for me. And I think over time I've gotten better at, culling and editing. So it doesn't take me as long as it did when I first started. So I use Photo Mechanic to cull, and to me that already saves a lot of time because obviously if you were to import everything into Lightroom, it just slows everything down and it takes a long time. But Photo Mechanic works for me. It's really fast, a lot of shortcuts. Yeah, you can cull pretty quickly. And then I use Adobe for everything else. So Lightroom and Photoshop if needed.
So when you go into Lightroom, do you just apply the preset that the one that you use, and then
Yep.
go through one by one to check consistency and everything like that?
Yeah, so I mean, syncing helps, but I still go through them. But again, it doesn't take me very long. I've gotten better at it. I just had a proposal on Sunday, and I already sent it off. So,
No.
and today's Tuesday.
If you do, so how long is a session's proposal? 1 hour, 2 hours?
One.
One? Yeah, I remember. So if you do 1 hour session, how many photos do you get?
I just delivered 115 this one.
Okay, and then how many did you shoot?
How many was it? Maybe 400 something?
Okay.
I think I've also learned to not overshoot unless I'm doing shifts or something. So this time I didn't because it was raining and I don't know, there's other things going on and I just didn't do it this time. But yeah, I'm trying not to overshoot. So I think when we were talking about how many photos John took, I think for me, when I know I overshot is when I fill my cards up,
Hmm.
which hasn't happened to me in a long time. So I think
That
working
never
well.
happened to me, so I don't know how to feel.
Really? Ever?
Never.
Wow.
Well, because I do delete for every session.
Same.
Like, so what you're saying is that you shot through the entire SD card in one session?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, wedding.
I've never done that.
Mm.
Yeah, I've done it in a wedding.
I guess it also depends on the size of the photo, because I use A7. I mean, we all use A74?
Mm-hmm.
So the 33 meg,
Yeah.
33. Yeah.
3 megabytes.
Yes,
So
that's true. That's probably because when I first got the cameras, I was shooting uncompressed. So now I shoot compressed. So maybe that affects it.
yeah, probably. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I've gotten close to it. I think there was one occasion towards the very end because I was shooting way too many in the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the wedding this Saturday, I only took less than, I think maybe only 2,500, which I was amazed about.
Wow.
That's where John is, isn't it?
What?
One wedding, about 2,500.
One
But I was the
wedding.
lead.
Or do you do more? John takes a lot of photos, whether he's a lead or something.
Yeah, I took a lot of photos either way.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
Well, I
Which
had a
is-
second shooter, so that's why. And there weren't a lot of family photos, so there wasn't a lot of variations in that sense. So, yeah.
Well, okay. Well, if you so actually, I know we're going slightly off topic, but how do you guys feel about? So I've been seeing a lot of these shorts or reels or even YouTube in terms of how AI editing ruined photography. How do you feel about this opinion? We won't dive deep into it because I said this is coming soon, but yeah, just a
We'll
brief.
see. We should save it then.
Well, I mean,
I don't think it's ruining photography.
I guess let me ask in this way. When people say it's ruining the photography, how do you think they mean by it?
Yeah, I have that question too.
Because I don't really get that side of the argument just yet.
I mean, I get that side when we're talking about competitions or contests and people are, submitting things that are created by AI. And in terms of the contest, they've been fooled and those images win, right?
Yeah.
But in those cases, they were like a test to see if it actually works. And
Right.
so.
Well, that's not editing anymore, right? That's
creation.
Yeah.
AI creation.
Yeah. That's yeah.
So I think it really depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think so. When I'm thinking about just the wedding photography side of things, and let's say if a wedding photographer who's been in the business for less than a year but still can deliver consistent images, I think that's just good for the clients. I think that's just good for the good promotion for the photographers in general.
Yeah, faster turnaround. Yeah, and then you're freeing up a lot of your time. You can, you get back, you get your time back. It's just quality of life quality of life for the photographer.
Yeah.
You're still taking the photos. You're still double checking if AI.
Messed it up.
Yeah. And then I think the most important thing is it's just a base edit. It's not the complete. For example, we do some things like we do sometimes
Like
we will,
masking.
yeah, masking and everything. We to darken things, dodge and burn and all that. I think that's still up to you, right? Your interpretation of the scene. What do you want to lighten up? What do you want to darken? It's still gonna be you as the artist. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that just means that it comes down to be really successful as a photographer. It really comes down to the business aspect of things than the photography side of things. Now,
Mm.
I think something that I've said to quite a lot of people quite often is that a lot of unless you're a photographer, you cannot really tell a photo that is probably 70 points out of 100 if you were to put it into a contest or something, and versus 100 points or even 90 points. This general public, I think, will probably be able to see once passed as good, then it's just good. It's not,
Mm.
oh, this is amazing. And I think in photographers' eyes, we will be able to see that, but in general public, I think it's something that's not really obvious. So, but yeah, Pauline said, we'll save the whole talk about the AI side of things because we said it's coming very soon. So yeah, and then another tool that I use that Pauline already mentioned that she used the gallery within the Pixie set, but I use PicTime. I think John, you use PicTime as well, right? Yeah,
yes. Mhm.
PicTime is I think is one. If there was probably one company that I could recommend to all the photographers, it'll be PicTime because it's a no-brainer. We don't deliver in USB anymore. We don't deliver in Google Drive or
Mhm.
Dropbox. The way that we present the photos, it has to be presentable. And PicTime Gallery itself, I'm sure with Pixieset as well, they look beautiful. And just with the one link that all the guests can just come in and see the photos. So the ease of use, and also it generates the revenue just by itself. Just combining all the things that we can sell on it, all the clients can just come in and they can just purchase it really, really easily. So the amount of money that we pay to PicTime, it's just pays off. I don't think I've ever made negative from PicTime in the last 5 years. So it's pretty good. And I think the sales part is something that a lot of photographers struggle with. So the fact that they can cover that is pretty amazing.
Agree.
What? Okay, John agrees. Anything that you wanted to add, John, about PicTime?
Well, I just add pick time because it's so simple the way it does things, and then I don't have to worry about it. My pricing is set, and if my clients decide to print anything, they can just buy it from there. It's easy for me and it's easy for the client. It's just
Yeah.
makes my life easy.
All right. And then lastly, probably a lot of photographers who are listening to this probably won't relate to this as much. But in case you guys want to start your own podcast as well, these are the companies or the software or the services that we use. We use Spotify for podcasters. It used to be called something else, but they changed the name. What was it called? Anchor.
Anchor.
Yeah, Anchor FM. So yeah, in case you guys knew Anchor FM, they changed the name to Spotify for podcasters. It was by Spotify anyway, so it's not something they changed ownership or anything. But it's a very easy platform that we can just upload our recording onto the Spotify for podcasts. Then we can choose which platform to air our podcast. So we put it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Sorry, this is not the end of the podcast. and then lately, obviously I know there's been a lot more people watching us on YouTube. So I know that you probably seen the quality has improved. If you guys have not checked out the YouTube or the Spotify and watch us talk about it and see John nodding in the background just now. And that we use something called Riverside FM. They're really good in the sense that they record everything locally. Where so even if we're far away, for example, John's home at his home, although we're both in Vegas, we're not recording side by side. And Pauline is in another country, literally. And the fact that we can just come in and record at the same time and together, and so we will talk in live stream, but doesn't record over the internet. So it records everything locally and then they upload it. So that's one of the reasons they can ensure the quality of the video and quality of the voice as well.
What program do you use to edit, John? Just
The
curious.
DaVinci Resolve.
In Poland, you use Premiere Pro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm a simple girl. Google and Adobe.
Yes.
And fixing that.
I think so, yeah. All right. Was there any other the softwares or the services or the companies that we have not covered that you would to highlight?
Well, since I use a PC, I don't use AirDrops. I use Dropbox.
Okay.
Say I'm going to upload something on Instagram from my computer. I just put it into Dropbox.
I use Google Drive.
Mm.
Probably the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Is it because you're using PC but iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But even before that, I've always used Dropbox. It's just easy.
Yeah. I've had Dropbox for ages and I stopped using it for a while. Actually, I do still use Dropbox to deliver the video if they want the actual file of it.
Yeah, and everyone has Backblaze, right? Backblaze?
Yes.
Backblaze, yeah.
We forgot to mention them. I think it's one of
Backblaze.
those,
It's not- it's-
everyone uses it.
Yes, and it's also because it's in the background, so you don't really
Yeah.
ever use it. So,
Yeah.
hopefully you never have to use it.
No, yeah.
Well,
Super.
yeah, sometimes they send me an email saying there's been lack of backups on some of the drives.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm. Do you back up just your hard drives with photos, or do you back up everything?
Well, I back up the.
I mean, I meant your personal stuff as well.
Oh, no. I don't think I do my. No, I think just the. Yeah, just the photos plus the catalogs.
I think, yeah, only the photo side of things, although I have almost 10 terabytes of stuff. So, yeah, that's still it's 5 different.
10 terabytes. That's not bad.
About 6 years of business, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, definitely.
I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think someone was suggesting that this episode might be a short one, but we're good on time.
I think so, yeah.
That's because we were talking about Iceland.
Yeah, I think it's probably 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But moving on from, I think that's a good transition. Moving on from Iceland, we're going somewhere a little bit warm, and we're talking about in the next episode. Well, first we're gonna review our the podcast. Could you guys believe that we've done now 25 episodes?
That's crazy.
We air one episode every week. So when you consider, 1 year is 52 weeks. Now we've done it for half a year. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I said, let's do a podcast, I thought we'd be done after 3 episodes.
Really?
Well, I thought.
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I mean, I didn't think it was going to last up to 20 episodes or 25 episodes.
Yeah, in my mind, I was whatever, Eugene.
I mean, I feel I put in way too much effort for it to just be 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's been fun.
And then all of a sudden, 25 episodes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But it doesn't, I don't know. I mean, maybe I haven't done enough work. It hasn't really felt we've done 25 episodes. So it's been good. Okay. So what we're thinking of doing next week is that we're going to review in terms of how we feel about the podcast that we've been, the way it's been going, what will be coming in the future. And we'll talk about how we met in a slightly different way and what to look forward to. So for any of those, tune in to our next episode. But yeah, I mean, hopefully you were able to learn some of the services companies that we use, and maybe you could utilize if you don't use any of those, or if you don't. Well, if there's anything better, then I mean, you tried some of the things that we've used, but if there's something you moved on to other ones that you feel that are better than the ones that we're using, please let us know so that we can try as well. But yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
All right. Time to pack our bags, and then we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.